So what is this project about? So this project examines how African-American abolitionists were making very politicized, very revolutionary, pioneering lecturing tours around Britain and Ireland. Throughout the 19th century, they were lecturing about their experiences. Many of them were born into enslavement in the US. So they are talking about their experiences of enslavement. They're talking and fighting against racism in the US and also racism in Britain. They are coming over here to Britain to raise money for specific anti-slavery societies. They are coming over here to raise money to purchase their family members from slavery. They are coming over here to raise money to purchase their children, their nieces, their nephews, their aunts and uncles, their parents, siblings, and friends. They're coming over here as well to try and encourage British audiences and Irish audiences to boycott goods produced by enslaved labour. By the 1850s, 85% of the cotton that was coming into Britain and being distributed around the country was essentially cotton grown by enslaved labour. So Britain was essentially helping to support and promote chattel slavery. And this is an argument that Black abolitionists have used in lots of different places. And they're also publishing their books and narratives and also biographies here. They're obviously lecturing about their experiences. Their lecturing tours were very, very extensive. They were speaking in very large cities like Edinburgh, Dublin, Bristol, Leeds, Newcastle, Sheffield, but they were also speaking in smaller places as well, very rural locations, fishing villages, very small communities in mining towns as well. And they were speaking in virtually every single corner of the British Isles. And there were some abolitionists who travelled through particular religious networks to work with specific religious ministers, like the Wesleyan Methodist network in Britain, whether it was non-conformist religious networks, really depends who we're talking about. But Black women, men and children as well, they're all part of this intergenerational struggle for freedom. They were speaking in various venues, from churches and chapels, town halls, friends meeting houses, young men's Christian association venues, palaces, schoolrooms, parks, open spaces, working men's institutes, mechanics institutions, again, mining communities, hotels, restaurants, pubs, inns. Many of them were talking to the aristocracy. Many of them were talking to middle class audiences. All of the activists that I look at spoke to working class audiences, and also separate children's meetings as well, because these abolitionists believed that if you're going to raise a new generation of people who are committed to anti-racism, that you have to talk to children, and you have to spend time educating and informing them about what anti-racism and what an anti-racist world looks like. That's a really important part of the story.